It's now 9:22. Okay, we're 4 days into the new year. Some of you have already fallen off that resolution train. Psychologist Dr. Erik Fisher is here with some advice on how you can stick to things that you resolved to do this year, but especially as a family. Good morning.
Exactly. Good morning.
I think most adults make these, a lot of adults anyway, resolve to do something, be a better person, lose weight, whatever. You're talking about kind of getting together as a family to resolve to do things, right?
And I think what we have to look at too is I look at the difference between a resolution and a revolution.
Okay, so talk about the difference.
Well, what we have to look at is when we resolve, we say we're going to do something. When we have a revolution, we are committed to change. And where there's revolution, there's evolution.
Okay.
And we have to look at when we make a resolution and have a revolution, we want something to change in our life that's been either causing us pain, having difficulties, creating conflicts. So when we're looking at doing something as a family, we all want to be on the same page. And if we as a parent say, you're going to get home on time and you're going to clean up your room and you're going to do this and this and this, the first thing you've done is you set up too many tasks.
Right.
You want to change only a few things and you want to resolve and to do them together. You make a decision. So I would say sit down together as a family, discuss them, and the third thing is write them down.
Why write them down?
Well, when people write down their goals, they're 80% more likely to accomplish goals.
Why that is?
Well, because we've committed to do it. Not only we've resolved to do it, but not in just word, but in writing. And when people see those things in writing, they can revert back to what they've written down. Therefore, they know if they can see if they've succeeded or failed in many ways.
And you've got right here, you said make sure that you're willing to participate. So you've got, you're not going to drag somebody along with you. You're just going to make sure that everybody's kind of on that same train, heading in the same direction.
Exactly. And not only that, but as a parent, you lead the way in your model. Too many times as parents, our kids see us as hypocrites. It's a do as I say, not as I do kind of political system, and that has to change. I mean, why are we having such problems in our own political system? Because we feel like our politicians are willing to live by other rules than they expect us to live by, and there's mistrust. It happens at every level of the hierarchy.
Let me ask you this. When you talk about this revolution, it can be things like, it can be intangibles, can it not? And it can also be physical things like getting in shape, eating healthier. Does it matter what it is?
No, it doesn't. I mean, in some ways, it's let's work on treating each other better by saying please and thank you, by making sure by decreasing the amount of yelling we have, by increasing the level of niceties we have. Let's work to exercise together. Let's take a family walk one day a week, or let's commit to going to the park one day a week. And this is the day of the week we're going to. So plan ahead. Know what your end goal is. You want to create a better society. One of the things I was just doing for last week is I just got back from Haiti, and I went there to work with communities and holding workshops to build communities. And I started with helping them see what is your end goal and what you want in your community, so that they could see what they're working towards.
Right.
Because if we don't see an end goal in sight, it's hard to see how to create that environment.
Very nice. And you talked about building communities. Really, it starts with family, doesn't it?
Does.
Isn't that where communities start?
That is the first community that begins.
Absolutely. I love it. Great advice. I think I'm going to follow it. I'm going to try anyway.
Absolutely.
All right. We'd like to thank Dr. Erik Fisher for joining us today.